Hi, it's Liz again, and in this video, I'm going to talk a bit about how to properly format an APA paper. Format includes topics such as how to make a title page, how to write a running head, and what it should look like, all the way to topics as simple as what kind of headings, fonts, and spacing you should use when making an APA paper. There are a lot of specific details to observe when writing an APA, and I know it can be overwhelming, but it's important that you follow a consistent format. Clear, clean formatting removes distractions and enhances the purpose of your document. So, here is a list of exactly what we're going to cover in this video. Now I'll talk a bit about how to format your document as a whole. In APA, 12-point Times New Roman font is recommended. However, for all of you typography whizzes out there, other serif fonts are acceptable. As a past Writing Center tutor, I can say that I've seen pretty much all of the tricks that are out there to make a document look either longer or shorter. I've seen students make their spaces a different size to enhance the length of their document or to make it shorter if they need to make it shorter by a small amount. And I've also seen them change the font of their punctuation, and I want you to know that that is under no circumstances acceptable. Only 12-point serif font is acceptable for formatting your document. No tampering is allowed, ever. The entire document, from title page to reference page, should be double spaced. 1.5 or single spacing should not be used unless it's in a table or a figure. I frequently have seen extra spacing before or after a change in paragraph because this is the default setting in Microsoft Word. To fix this, highlight your whole document. Enter the paragraph spacing dialog box and make sure that the whole document is set to double spacing and that before and after paragraph spacing is set to 0-point font. Additionally, margins are supposed to be, quote, at least 1 inch. However, most professors require exactly 1-inch margins. Now let's talk about the specific sections of your paper. The title page is a very distinct part of an APA document. Unless specifically stated by your professor, a title page will always be required. There will be 3 lines of text on your title page, centered both vertically and horizontally. Those will include the title of your document, your name as the author and any co-authors, and finally, the institutional affiliation of you, the author. Every document must have a title, and it's important that this title be concise while still capturing the main points of the article and any variables being discussed. For example, the title Maternal Nursing Care for Spinal Fusion Patients is both specific and shows the relationship between topic variables, where pregnancy and spinal fusion does not. However, it is recommended that a title not exceed 12 words, so it's important to be concise and not discuss all variables in specific. Titles should be both upper and lowercase letters, centered between left and right margins, and within the top half of the page. Next, your name and the names of any co-authors will be placed on the line beneath your title. The preferred format for listing the author's name is first name, middle initial, last name, omitting all titles and degrees. Last, your institutional affiliation should be listed. Chances are good, if you're watching this video, your institutional affiliation will be Saginaw Valley State University. There's one more element of the title page we need to talk about before continuing, and that is the running head. The running head is used on all pages of the document to identify the topic of the paper for your reader. Also, if submitting for a publication, it can be used to identify the paper while not identifying the author. That way, the process is anonymous. The header on all pages of the document will contain a title and page number, but this first page is a little bit different. After a title is written, create a shortened version of your title, if necessary, that does not exceed 50 characters. This shortened title will be used in the header at the top of the page, flush left, in all capitals with the words running head preceding them. The page number will be flush right. To make the words running head appear only on the title page, select the different first page box on the header and footer bar. Then delete the words running head for the following pages. You may be required to write an abstract for your document. An abstract is a general overview of your paper that's both concise and contains the specific information from your document. Try to be as specific as possible, but don't be too lengthy about it. There should also be no information that's discussed in the abstract that isn't discussed in the paper. One thing I like to recommend to the students that I tutor is if you're having a hard time getting started, try taking each section of your paper and summarizing it in one sentence. Get the main points. What are the supporting information, and what does that mean for your paper? Then, when you have one sentence for each section, making sure you've captured the entire idea of the paper, then make sure that the abstract is one cohesive block of text that makes sense and really brings your thesis home. Once you have the content down, the format for an abstract is pretty simple. The abstract will be on its own page, separate from the title page and body of the manuscript. The word abstract should be placed at the top of the page, centered and without any bold, italics, or other formatting. And lastly, be sure that your abstract is limited to a single paragraph without any indentation at the beginning. It should be about 150 to 250 words in length. Oftentimes, APA papers are divided into distinct sections. This can be methods, results, discussion, and conclusion, or it can be more specific to your paper. In nursing, this could be pathophysiology, etiology, medical treatments, and nursing interventions. One way you can add organization and clarity to your paper is to use levels of heading. By using APA's standardized format, a reader is able to clearly identify levels of subordination and the writer's logical progression of thought. Levels of heading should not be used to add length to your paper or just because. Use headings with a purpose, dividing distinct sections and subsections to increase clarity for the reader. Your paper will end with a reference page, which provides enough information for your readers to access the sources you use to write your paper. A reference page is also important because it gives the authors of those articles credit for the work that they did. While I'll go into how to create specific citations more in the following video, right now I want to give you the information you need to format your reference page as a whole. The reference page should be separated from the rest of the manuscript on its own page. Center the word references at the top of the page, capitalizing R and not bolding or formatting the word in any other way. Make sure that your entries are double-spaced, just like the rest of your paper. Entries will also be formatted with a hanging indent, which I will teach you how to do. Highlight all of your citations and open the paragraph format dialog box. In the indentation section, find the drop-down box labeled Special. Click the arrow and select Hanging. Apply your changes. Note how the first line of each citation is now flush left and all following lines are indented. This is how you want all of your citations to appear. The only thing left to do is to be sure that all your citations are in alphabetical order based on the material that is listed first at the beginning of the citation. This is most often the first listed author, but can include editors, titles, or other information depending on your specific citation. And that's what you need to know to begin writing in APA format. For more specific information, check out our other videos. A few other sources I would recommend are the APA Manual, Keys for Writers, the SVSU Writing Center webpage, and the Purdue Online Writing Lab. If you don't know how to use these resources, or if you need further help, come see us at the Writing Center. We're always happy to help.